In today's video, I'm going to talk about smelling clean and fresh. I think smelling clean and fresh is one of the most attractive ways to smell. I mean, we could argue we all have our own taste, so I definitely get it. I'm just talking about me personally. I like to be around people who smell that way. I think it's so inviting. I think it's very attractive, and I think it just makes you want to get closer to the person. I mean, whoever goes around someone smelling clean and fresh and think, oh, now that person smells way too clean and fresh. I mean, it just doesn't happen. But you know, like I said, that's just how I feel. But if you're watching this video, that probably means that you like to smell clean and fresh, especially when it is hot outside and you want to, you know, smell clean. You don't want to smell sweaty. And that's basically what today's video is going to be about. Of course, all the fragrances on this list are going to be budget friendly, so nothing is going to be over $30. For the most part, most of these fragrances are lower 20s to mid 20s. So yeah, definitely on the budget friendly side, inexpensive side. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so if you want to see what I have going on this list, just keep watching. Welcome back and thank you so much for joining me. We're going to start this list off pretty strong with the first fragrance coming out of the house of DKNY. And the fragrance that I'm talking about here is DKNY for Women. Now, when I said that we're going to start this list off pretty strong, I meant that quite literally. This is a very strong fragrance, at least in the opening. It's a kind of fragrance where as soon as you spray it on, you kind of run out of the room because you don't want it to choke you. Like, it is that kind of fragrance. And I feel as though I have to put that out there because I wasn't warned. And trust me, I learned the hard way. But yeah, so it's a very intensively clean fragrance, even a bit sterile, I would say. So there's nothing dirty about this fragrance, nothing too warm about this fragrance. It's just a really clean, fresh, energizing kind of scent. So it is very citrusy, and the dominant citrus note that we have in here is orange. But the orange that we have in here is not the typical juicy, fresh orange. I mean, this is fresh, but it's not like the typical sweet orange. This is more like the peel of the orange. So it has that type of scent. Yes, it's either gonna be your thing or not. I'm not sure. I like that type of scent because I feel as though when it's hot, that is the kind of thing that you may need. I think this is more of a unisex fragrance. I think a guy could easily get away with wearing this scent because it's not exactly floral. It just smells pretty clean, laundry-like, and very citrusy and very fresh. So once the fragrance starts to dry down, you get a little bit of the floral. So you get the lily of the valley, the jasmine, and there's a dominant green note coming from the cassis in this one. My favorite part of this scent has to be the sexy dry down, where you find the woods and the musk. So it's a really nice summery scent, but you have to be into those clean citrusy scents, otherwise you won't like this scent. But I quite like this scent. Next is a fragrance coming out of the house of Moschino, and it is Funny. So this is one of my favorite fragrances to come out of the house of Moschino. I think it smells so beautiful. It's the perfect summery scent. It just smells so clean and fresh. It's a gorgeous scent. This literally smells like Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana and Green Tea by Elizabeth Arden had a baby. That's exactly what it smells like. It has a dominant bitter orange note combined with that green tea, which gives it this beautiful citrusy but very delicate scent. And of course, we have some florals. We have peony that makes it a little bit more feminine. And then, of course, in the base, we have that beautiful, sexy dry down of cedar, oak moss, and amber. Even though there are many other fragrances that smell like this one, I think that this one has an edge over all those fragrances because of that green tea note with that added peony. It just smells so pretty. It smells so beautiful. What I love about this scent is that it is not overpowering, but at the same time it does have presence. Be able to smell this on yourself. Others will be able to smell this on you, but it's just such a delicate scent. I mean, I can't see this bothering anyone. This is definitely on top of the list when it comes on to beautiful summery scents. Coming up next is a fragrance from the Tommy Bahama line, and it is very cool. So this is actually one of my favorite fragrances from the Tommy Bahama line. It is very fresh, clean, very interesting smelling, very unusual fragrance. And I'm just gonna put a bit of a disclaimer out there. Please try not to blind buy this fragrance. It smells good. I like this fragrance, but like I said, it is very unusual. And if you have allergies or anything like that, you want to be mindful of this scent because it has a very strong citrusy scent. This is also a fragrance that I would consider to be very sterile, so it has that very intensively clean scent. When I smell this one, it just makes me think of running water. It makes me think of a nice cold creek. It makes me think of pine trees. So it has that kind of scent. And I think that's the reason why I like this fragrance. I feel as though you imagine nature when you smell it. But, you know, it's very, I would say, synthetic. So it doesn't have like a natural smell. But I feel as though the perfumers were trying to mimic like nature, if that makes any type of sense. In the heart, we have some very green notes. So we have cactus flower and we have cassis. So very green, very sharp, very strong, very citrusy. But I think that's exactly what you need on a very hot day. It's very, very refreshing. But like I said, it's a very unique, interesting fragrance. And I don't think anyone should blind buy this fragrance unless it definitely sounds like something that you like. I mean, I like this fragrance, but that's just me. I tend to like fragrances that are intensively clean and fresh, citrusy. I love green notes. I love that watery feel that comes in some citrusy or aquatic fragrances. So this is definitely up my alley, but it's for you to determine if this sounds like something that you like. Coming up next is a fragrance from designer Paul Sebastian, and the fragrance that I'm talking about here is Casual. So I discovered this fragrance maybe 2 or 3 years ago while researching soapy clean floral fragrances, and my search led me to this scent, and I'm so glad that I have this one in my collection because it's exactly what I was looking for. It's just so amazing. Like, this is the kind of fragrance that you just want to tell everyone about because you want everyone to experience what you're experiencing. I mean, if you are a die-hard clean floral lover, this definitely has to be a part of your collection. It is so inexpensive too. You could get this for, I don't know, between 15 and 20 bucks. Very inexpensive, and I'm not even sure why, because it smells so good and it does last a very long time. So of course, in this fragrance we have some white flowers. So we have lily of the valley, jasmine, rose, and we also have some soft fruity notes. So there's a slight sweetness to this fragrance, but it's very, very light. And if I was supposed to guess the fruit, I would say possibly peach or melon, but it's something that is not overpowering. It's something that is very fresh and clean feeling. And in the base, I get musk. So there's no musk in this fragrance, and I'm like, what? Because when this dries down, I get a very musky scent on my skin. It does have a slight retro feel to it, which is not to say that it smells old-fashioned or anything like that, but you could tell that this is something that came out of perfumery when they really cared. Like, they wanted us to smell beautiful and feminine and just gorgeous. So yeah, it does have that type of vibe. So if this sounds like your type of thing, check Casual out. What I love about this scent is just the way that it performs. So other than the fact that it smells gorgeous, it lasts a very long time, and it definitely lingers nicely. Like, it wafts off the skin. It's just so gorgeous. Next is a fragrance from the Klein line. The fragrance that I'm talking about here is Warm Cotton. This happens to be my favorite fragrance within this line because I feel as though it just smells so clean and fresh. It does have that beautiful clean laundry smell. It lasts for a very long time. It projects nicely. There's just nothing bad that I have to say about this fragrance. So if you're looking at the fragrances within this range and you just don't know which one to choose, because it can get pretty confusing, I mean, I would say to try this one first, and of course if you don't like this one, then you could try the others. But I think the others in this range, they just kind of smell very synthetic, just smell kind of off. This one to me is the best. It garners so many compliments too, because people just don't recognize it as a perfume. They'll just tell you that you smell nice and clean and fresh, and they'll always inquire about the scent. I have definitely put people on to this scent, like at my job. My husband loves it, so he owns a bottle. So it's that kind of fragrance. It just smells so attractive. A guy could use it, a female could use it, because it's kind of like just genderless. It just smells clean and fresh. I have like 3 bottles of this scent. I have one in my closet, I keep one in my bag, and I have one at the office. So yeah, I've definitely stacked up on this fragrance. The good thing is, if you're just not looking into the fragrances from this line, you're in luck, because the price has significantly went down. A fragrance like this is like probably like 20 something dollars. I bought mine out of Sephora, like original price, because this wasn't available online. So you know, you're lucky, you got lucky. But definitely try this out if you're looking for a fresh, clean laundry scent. Coming up next is a fragrance from designer Miyake, and the fragrance that I'm talking about here is a flanker to the original Lode Issey. Now, if you follow my channel, you already know how much I love the original Lode Issey. To be specific, the EDT. I cannot vouch for the EDP because I don't enjoy that fragrance as much as I enjoy the EDT. So just thought I'd put that out there. This fragrance is actually the summer 2018 version. It's the only flanker that I have in my collection, and the reason why I think that I enjoy this one so much is because it actually smells like the original Lode Issey with a few minor differences that I don't mind. You know, I would like to welcome differences in flankers. I think it should be different. The difference that I get with this one is that it comes off a little bit more summery, of course. So it smells a little bit more aquatic, a little bit more salty, a little bit greener. And there's way more fruits in this one. So I detect some sweet fruits in here, but the fruits are like watery and, you know, mildly sweet. So it's not overpowering. The dominant feel of this scent is definitely clean, fresh, aquatic, and you know, like I said, you get those green notes. I think if you like the original EDT, I think you'll enjoy this option to wear throughout the summer months. It definitely lasts long too. It projects nicely, so I have no complaints about this scent. Coming up next is a fragrance coming out of the house of Calvin Klein, and it is Calvin Klein Women. Guys, I am like really crushing so hard on this scent. Every single time I wear this one, or every single time I smell this fragrance, I like it more and more, because I'm discovering so much about this scent. So before, when I would smell this scent, I would smell just, oh my God, it smells so good. Ooh, it smells so freaking good. So before, when I would smell the scent, I would just basically get this, you know, clean laundry smell, which you definitely get that. But the more I wear this one, the more I'm picking up on the actual notes in this fragrance. And it's just so gorgeous. It smells so beautiful. This has to be my favorite fragrance from Calvin Klein. And I have a lot of Calvin Klein fragrances, but this one has really, really, you know, penetrated the heart. Okay, I really like this one. So now that it's summer and I'm wearing this fragrance a little bit more, I'm now able to detect these beautiful notes that I wasn't able to detect before. So in this fragrance, we have orange blossom, we have a beautiful grapefruit note, we have black pepper, and in the heart we have tea, we have jasmine, raspberry, and in the base we have cedar, cashmere, musk, and ambroxan. So this fragrance has a very carefree and down-to-earth feel. So it does feel a bit casual. It makes you think of someone wearing a white tee with some jeans or some shorts. So it has that kind of feel. But at the same time, I feel as though you could dress this up. So if you're wearing like a crisp button down and you're like going into the office, this will also smell very suitable for that sort of occasion. I mean, it's just a gorgeous, clean, fresh scent. The only thing that I would say is when you're wearing this one, there's really never a need to overspray this, because it could be very bold, it could be very in your face if you overspray it. If you don't want to smell like you're swimming in detergent, I mean, just be careful. But like I said, it's a gorgeous scent and I absolutely love it. We are down to our last 3 fragrances. If you're really enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not yet subscribed to this channel and you're really enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe because I have many more like this coming up. Coming up next is a fragrance that is one of my favorite warm weather scents, and it is Violet Eyes by Elizabeth Taylor. If you're sleeping on this fragrance, I need you to wake up, wake up, wake up. This fragrance is so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous feminine scent. I love this scent, especially because to me it reminds me of Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana, but in the best way possible. Like, I love Light Blue, but I cannot get that fragrance to work on me. It goes so masculine on me. Some days it's too musky, some days it smells a bit like furniture polish. I know on some women that works, but on me it just does not work on my skin. And for years I've been trying to find that perfect fragrance, that fragrance that will make me smell absolutely delicious, the way those other women smell when they're wearing light blue. So I found a fragrance that I think is even a little bit better than that scent, because this is just so much more, I would say, wearable. I would say so much more feminine. So it's just a beautiful, gorgeous, warm weather scent. I actually wear this all year round because I feel as though it's just so versatile where you could do that. So I like to wear this whenever I feel like wearing it. This one is dominated by peony, peach, and cedarwood. The star of the show in this scent is definitely the cedarwood. I love the way the cedarwood is done here. It is just so mild. The sillage coming from this fragrance is so good. I mean, this is the kind of fragrance where you would definitely get people asking you what you're wearing, because that cedarwood is so airy, and the peony and the peach combination is just so feminine and pretty. It's just so gorgeous, and I love the way it lingers. Like, it's not a fragrance that's fleeting. It definitely lingers on the skin, especially if you put it on your pulse points. Put this one between your boob area and revisit it like 3 or 4 hours later, you get this beautiful scent. I'm just saying that may have been TMI, but like, we have to put fragrances where we know we're gonna get warm, and between the boobs you're warm, right? But anyway, guys, definitely want to check out. Super inexpensive. So if it sounds like your thing, I mean, do your thing. Coming up next is a well-known scent. I think a lot of people have had some sort of interaction with this fragrance, and it is Versense by Versace. I think it's a very well-liked, well-respected fragrance. There's not really much to not like about this fragrance, unless you're definitely not into citruses, because that's basically what you get from this here. You get citruses, you get spicy notes, you get woodsy notes, floral notes, but it's a well-balanced scent. Versense is widely compared to Chanel or Fresh, and I would say for the most part I agree with that. However, Eau Fresh definitely doesn't smell good on me. It goes very, very masculine on me. I don't know why. If you've had that experience with Eau Fresh, let me know. But I know for a fact that that fragrance is really, really good, because a lady at my job wears it and she smells amazing. Like, every single time she enters a room, she kind of leaves it there, and it's just a beautiful scent. It leaves a beautiful trail. And this is the experience I've had with this scent. I remember when I first purchased this fragrance, I decided to wear it to the office, and that day I was wearing a blazer, and at the end of the day I took the blazer off, put it on the back of my chair, and I just kind of left it there, went home. Following day, went to work, sat in my chair, I smelled this coming off my blazer, and I was like, wow. It was like this beautiful, woodsy, musky, sexy scent. Like, the dry down on this is just amazing. It's just kind of odd though, because when you're wearing it, it's like you're not having that experience. It's just a fragrance that I think the people around you get to experience. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I feel as though the beauty of this is definitely in the dry down. But the thing is, it's kind of hard to smell the dry down. But believe me, if you wear this, you're smelling like clean and musky and woodsy. Can a guy wear this? I think yes. I don't see a reason why a guy cannot wear this. But keep in mind that I prefer to smell fragrances on guys that don't smell ultra masculine, like cologne. I don't really like to smell that on guys. I like to smell guys that just smell like literally clean. So a lot of the time I prefer to smell unisex fragrances on men, or fragrances that are designed for women but they kind of lean a little masculine. if that makes any sense. So yeah, but this is definitely one to try, especially if you enjoy fragrances like Chanel or Fresh, where it's fresh, spicy, and woodsy and just smells so exhilarating. If you like fragrances like that, this is definitely a cheaper option, so definitely look into this fragrance. Coming up next is a fragrance I am super excited about. This fragrance right here is very new to my collection. I only got it this week and I'm already loving it, and I already ordered a backup because I'm like, yes, it's that good. It's coming out of the house of Moschino. It's also from the Cheap and Chic line, and it is called Stars. I mean, look at the bottle. This is just gorgeous. Guys, I only paid 20 bucks for this. Like, literally. I only paid 20 bucks for this fragrance, and if you smell this fragrance, you'll see why that is just such a deal, such a steal. It just doesn't make any sense. And this is why I love Moschino, because they be giving you these quality, smell good fragrances for like 20 bucks. Like, are you kidding me? Now, this is a tester. They have the tester and they have the fragrances that come in the original packaging. Mine came just like this with the lid and everything, but the only thing is that I didn't get the original box. I got one of those white boxes with the, you know, the bold print on it. So that's what I got. But who cares about the box, right? This fragrance right here, guys, oh my god. So if you don't like testers and you want the original, it's gonna cost you like $27. But even at $27, it still doesn't make any sense why this would be so inexpensive. I do have a comparison. So this smells like a very luxe, rich, expensive version of Ralph Lauren Blue. So I love that fragrance. I had it years ago, but it is so expensive, and even when it's discounted, it's still kind of expensive. So I'm so glad that I found a fragrance that smells very similar to it, but even better. And I think this one even performs better, because I feel as though I used to have a problem with that fragrance lasting. I think I had ended up giving it away to a coworker because she used to love the way it smells, and I used to love the way it smells too, but it would never last. So that would be so annoying. So I'm so glad that I found this one, and I'm like so in love with this bottle. So this fragrance is definitely a clean white floral, but it has so much going on, so it's not even fair to just say it's a white floral. It opens up with peony and May Rose. In the heart we have Lily of the Valley, jasmine, orange blossom, and in the base we have driftwood, vetiver, ambroxan, and amber. So I don't know if I mentioned it, but after I got this one, like the exact same day that I received this one, I got so excited about what I was experiencing that I jumped online and I purchased another bottle. Now, I feel as though, I don't know, I feel as though I'm being a little greedy, so I may just do a little giveaway just to show you guys how much I love you and how much I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have been giving to me. So I may just do a little giveaway. I think someone deserves to smell this fragrance too. It is just so, oh my, look at that. I'm like obsessed. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know a lot of you guys were waiting for this particular video, so I definitely hope that it brought you some sort of value. Anyway guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Do all you can to support the content coming from this channel. It's the only way I could upkeep this channel. Alright, so that's it for me. Bye.